Hello everybody, it's Jess here with Blessed Jess. Thank you so much for watching. I'm kind of in a different setup here in my bedroom. I hope it's okay. I'll be tweaking it, I'm sure, but I wanted to say welcome to our weekly Bible study. If you don't know, we are going through the book, I Deserve a Donut and Other Lies That Make You Eat. This is by Barb Raveling. She does not know me. We are not affiliated. I'm just learning and going through the book with you guys. So all of our previous lessons, or I'll probably try to make a playlist. They'll all be linked down below if you want to watch any of them, or you can just start from where you are if you're new. But how many of us know that eating, weight loss, being overweight, any of it is not about the actual food? There's so much more that goes into it. There's so many emotions and things that we struggle with, and honestly, food is a comfort. It is addicting. It is a reward. All the different things we're learning about. And it is a struggle that we are trying our best to give over to God. I've really been enjoying going through this lesson with you guys, this book, and we are over halfway. So thank you guys so much for being patient. I know we're going super slow, but I really want to let this sink into me. And it really is the first time that I've honestly saw my struggle with food as more than just, well, I really like to eat and, you know, I'm trying to do better with that, you know, but seeing it as a bigger thing than that. And especially this summer has been extremely challenging, and, you know, it actually is the last week I'm filming this that the kids are going to be home. So everybody's having quiet time. I'm sitting here. Hopefully they'll cooperate. But next week when I'm filming this, they'll be at school. So it's just a different season that we're entering in. And I'm really excited about it. But, you know, it's been a little bit of a struggle. And this has really helped me this summer. Just kind of a grounding thing. So last week we talked about reward eating, which a lot of us were like, I don't know if we really struggle with that. The last 2 weeks, we're like, I don't really know if I struggle with that. This one, I feel like a lot of us struggle with. And it's a short one, which is good, but it's seriously just a little bit over a page. And we only have this one and one more, and then we're going to get into the whole other section of the book, which is the actual emotions. Right now, we're just in like situations, and then we're going to get into the emotions, which I'm really excited about that. So right now, we're going to go into social eating. So if you are new, she always starts her book with questions to ask yourself if you're struggling with social eating. And social eating to me is like when you're doing really good on your weight loss journey, but you have a situation, a family dinner, a party, a work event, whatever it is, that when you are in public with other people, it's hard to follow your own plan. Now that could be because other people are eating things that you want to eat. It could be because they're putting pressure on you to eat something that maybe you shouldn't. It could be a lot of different things, but you know, it is something that at one point or the other, we're all going to struggle with. Unless you just live at home and you never go outside your door, you're eventually going to struggle with this. And I can totally relate. We have church events that I feel a little awkward if I don't eat, or if I eat something different. You know, we have family events, and, you know, sometimes I don't want to announce to the world, I'm on a diet, I can't eat that. And so what are some things we can do in those instances to help ourselves, but not make a huge deal about it, you know? Okay, so she says, oh, she actually doesn't list questions. She just says kind of like what social eating is. So the first thing she says is social eating, number one, people are expecting you to eat. And so what she's doing is telling you what it is and then showing you where in the book to find help for that. So she says, see, living up to expectations or people pleasing. And sometimes it's really hard to confront that situation where you have somebody who's made you something and you feel guilty if you say no to it. Thankfully, in my life, I don't have too many of those, although I do try to be polite to people if they offer me something. But, you know, there's always things you can do if you don't want to be like, no, I don't want that. You could take it and take a couple bites, and you don't have to like down the whole thing. You know, you could take a couple bites to be polite. Or if you don't want to do that, you could just say, you know what, I really appreciate you making this, but it doesn't fit into my plan right now, or I'm really not hungry right now, but thank you so much. Take it from them, give it to somebody else. There's ways you don't have to be completely rude, but you can advocate for yourself. And if it's something that you honestly don't want to put in your body, you are the only one in control of that. You have to take power into your own hands and maybe be a little creative how you talk to people, because I don't believe, at least for myself, in being rude or making someone feel bad who spent a lot of time working on something. But at the end of the day, you are responsible for what you eat and no one else is. So, number 2, people will condemn you or get mad at you if you don't eat. And she says, see worry or feeling condemned or rejected. I don't know that I have this situation because I don't feel like people condemn me or get mad at me, but I know some people do, or at least they feel that way. Like, if I don't eat this, somebody's going to get upset at me. Again, that goes back to you are in control of what you eat. And God's opinion of you is the only one that matters, and He does not condemn you for not eating a certain food. So, that is one that some people struggle with. And number 3, you have a right to eat because everyone else is eating. And she says, see entitlement eating. And that is the one that I struggle with. You know, I can be doing good on my plan, and then everybody, you know, we're going out and everybody's having Mexican food. Well, you know, I want that. I want the chips and salsa. I want the cheese dip. And it's not fair that everybody else is eating and I'm not. Like, I don't want to eat a salad. I don't want to eat just a small portion when everybody else is pigging out. That's entitlement eating, and we've talked about that. You know, this is a lifestyle that you're choosing to stay on, and it can't be broken every single time you go out with friends or family. You know, your boundaries are there for a reason, and like we talked about last week, if you break them continually, they're not boundaries. You know, they're easily broken. Number 4, you want to eat because it wouldn't be any fun if you couldn't eat. See indulgence eating. Totally do that. Yep. But eating is fun. It makes you feel good. And sometimes you just feel like, well, I deserve that. I want that. Okay. And then she gives you a bunch of Bible verses. Okay. So 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, and this is the love chapter, and it says, love is patient, love is kind, it is not jealous, love does not brag, and is not arrogant, does not act unbecomingly, it does not seek its own, it is not provoked, does not take into account a wrong suffered, does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. So if someone is making you feel bad about not eating something, or if you're making yourself feel bad, that's not love. That's not love to yourself. That's not love to others, to make them feel guilty about not eating a food. You know, we are called to love each other. And I think in today's society, love is just not something that we give to each other. Kindness is not something we give to each other. Thinking about the other person is not something we do in this society a lot. I mean, there are people that do it, and they, you know, are a huge blessing. But in this culture, it's kind of becoming more and more to where people just don't care about others. But we are called to love each other. And to love each other is to realize, you know, maybe what you want is not what's best for someone else. And also loving yourself enough to stand up for yourself. If there's a situation that someone's making you feel bad, or they're putting pressure on you, to stand up for yourself and love your own self. Philippians 2:4, do not merely look out for your own personal interests, but also for the interest of others. Kind of along the same lines of what we've been saying. Maybe if you make somebody something and they don't want it, it does kind of hurt your feelings. But you also have to realize that what you want is not always what's best. And I know that's hard when you're dealing with it from the other end and you're feeling pressure from someone else. But like I said, you don't have to be rude about it. You don't have to make them feel even worse. You can do it in as nicest way as possible. But at the end of the day, you are responsible for you. Okay. The other one's kind of similar. Okay. I'm going to get into the tips now. The other ones are really good. The other verses too. If you guys don't have this book, there also is a free app you can look up. It's called I Deserve a Donut. There's also a Kindle version. I would definitely recommend putting some of these verses around if it's something you struggle with. her tips. They're very short. If you're going to a party, try praying through these verses before you go. I used to pray them on the way to the gathering while my husband drove. Praying through the verses will help you forget about yourself and focus on loving the people at the party. This will also make it easier to enjoy the party. And so many times, she's right, so many times we get into the event we're having, and we think about all the food that's going to be there, the yummy, delicious food. But sometimes we put so much focus on the food or the restaurant we're at or the yummy food we have, we kind of forget about the people that are going to be there. Sometimes if we'll just focus on our friends and our family and our kids or whoever's going to be at that party and spending time with them, it kind of helps take the pressure off the food. So that's my advice in agreement with her, that social outings are awesome, and it's so easy to make them about the food and make ourselves upset about having to do a certain thing with the food, or not getting to eat something, or breaking our boundaries because we want to eat something. But if we can just focus on being with the people that we're there with, I think that would really help, as opposed make it about the people you're with as opposed to the food. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to close us out in prayer, and next week we have one more. Like I said, it is tired of the struggle eating. Y'all, I'm tired of the struggle. Who else is tired of the struggle? I'm about tired of the struggle of losing weight and all of that. I'm just tired of struggling with food. So I'm excited to try that. Nate is blaring something in there. So we're going to pray real quick. Hopefully you don't hear that, because I hear it loud and clear. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for my lovely friends who are gathered here today to go through this Bible study with me, Lord. I just pray for each and every one of them, no matter what struggle they're facing, that they're able to just turn it over to you, Lord, no matter if it's with food or other things, sadness, depression, loneliness, whatever it is, God, that you would just wrap your arms around them. Let them know that you're there, that you care for them, God. I just pray for everyone who struggles with the need to please others and has a hard time at social events, Lord, that you would just help us focus on the people there, and that we would be loving to others, Lord, that we would show your love in us, God, and that it wouldn't become about food, but become about others and getting to know other people and loving on them, because it is you who first loved us. Dear Jesus, thank you so much for this day, and thank you so much for all of my friends. Until we meet again, in your name, amen. Okay, I've never prayed with Elmo screeching in the background, but there's a first time for everything. So that is it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, share it so we can get more people in on this Bible study with us. Let me know, do you struggle with social eating? Is there anyone in your life that puts pressure on you? I would love to chat about that down below in the comments. And of course, if you're new, please subscribe. I post every single day on this channel, and every single Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I post these Bible study videos. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all later.